Californian-born singer and songwriter Bonnie Raitt is best known for her blues-infused discography, which incorporates skilled guitar playing and a wealth of experimentation. Her authentic style has consequently led to being featured on numerous top 100 ever lists and on the lips of other musicians who respect her contribution to music. Bonnie Raitt's success as a musician can be traced back to her childhood, where she was surrounded by instruments and musicals. Her mother Marge was a pianist, and her father John was an actor and singer predominantly in musicals, including Oklahoma. As one of the three siblings and the only sister, Raitt continued to pursue the musical tendencies of their family into the new generation. Her motivation was evident from a young age, as she embarked on teaching herself guitar rather than opting to take lessons. Then, as she developed into her style, she chose the slide guitar technique, popular in the blues genre, and mastered it. In many interviews, Bonnie has compared slide guitar to the human voice and noted its expressiveness as the reason she chose to play it. As she enters into her sixth active decade, Bonnie Raitt began her career back in 1971 with her self-titled debut. Its content is an eclectic mix of covers from past blues legends such as Sippy Wallace's Mighty Tight Woman, Buddy Johnson's Since I Fell For You, and Stephen Still's Bluebird. Midway through the record, she includes two of her written songs, Thank You and Finest Lovin' Man, showcasing rather warm and gentle approaches to both singing and guitar playing. It is in her vocals where she floats between genres, between blues, including folk, and jazz-like styles. In Finest Lovin' Man, a yearnful harmonica joins in halfway through and accompanies classic bluesy piano notes to create a seamless hybrid of genres. Even in the covers, Raitt remains warm and personal, retelling them in a deeply intimate manner, such as in Paul Siebel's Any Day Woman, where she confesses, if she's a woman, she'll try to make it last. For her debut album, Bonnie Raitt makes an example of her nuanced skill in creating her tracks and reimagining others' past work. Her sophomore album, entitled Give It Up in '72, showcased some of her biggest blues hits, including energetic opening track Give It Up or Let Me Go. Once again, the majority of the album consisted of covers. However, unlike the first album, the production quality is vastly improved thanks to jazz producer Michael Kuskuna. Throughout the decade, Raitt releases at a nearly yearly rate. Taken My Time in '73 is a gorgeous collection of covers that spans several genres and captures the musical landscape she borrowed from. Many critics have since regarded the 1973 album as the last consistent body of work Bonnie Raitt released, until her mainstream success over 10 years later. This was probably due to a variety of unfortunate circumstances, but one of them would have been the low expenses given to her by Warner Bros. For the production of her albums. Her style, in all of its original and experimental playfulness, remains an integral part of these less successful albums. Into the new decade of the 1980s, Green Light in '82 portrayed a hard rock approach which also touched on her early discography. Its shift in style was seen as an attempt at then popular genres such as New Wave, rather than the conscious decision Bonnie had made to change. However, it was not until Nick of Time in '89 that Raitt's highest mainstream success occurred. Up until its release, she was in a loyal record deal with Warner Bros., yet their lack of dedication towards Raitt's art eventually ended the deal. The label failed to follow through with the release and touring of Tongue and Groove, and had unfairly dropped her without keeping their promise. Nonetheless, 2 years later, Warner Bros. Agreed to release some of the content under the newly named album 9 Lives. Many critics and fans consider 1989 as a significant year for Bonnie Raitt. Having brought out Nick of Time in the spring, the year followed with much commercial success. This was in part due to the change in record labels, having been signed by Capitol Records, whose other prominent artists include Paul McCartney, the Beach Boys, and Linda Ronstadt. The record sports lots of smooth, intimate, and ballad-esque tracks, with lyricism concerned with growing older. Its title track, Nick of Time, stands out as a personal and honest stance from a middle-aged woman as she confesses, I see my folks are getting on, and I watch their bodies change. I know they see the same in me, and it makes us both feel strange. Self-conscious and reflective, Bonnie Raitt bravely addresses the obvious and inevitable effect of time. Aside from the artistic significance of the 80s, Bonnie Raitt was experiencing personal struggles alongside the professional aspects. She has since spoken out about issues relating to alcoholism and drug abuse, stating that towards the end of the decade she sought professional help. her prior beliefs that artists were better under such influence were debunked after she witnessed Stevie Ray Vaughan become even better when he was sober. United with the realization of her age, as seen in Nick of Time, the end of the 80s, was a hugely significant period of adjustment and change for Bonnie Raitt personally. The 1990s brought fewer albums, but presented Bonnie Raitt in a more consistent and self-assured way. She released 3 albums in the decade: Luck of the Draw in 91, Longing in Their Hearts in 94, and Fundamental in 98. The first, Luck of the Draw, included the heart-wrenchingly iconic song I Can't Make You Love Me, which has since been covered tenfold. Whilst Raitt herself did not write the lyrics, her delivery is immaculate with gritty yet melodic vocals. Longing in Their Hearts is some of her most hopeful content, offering the classic track You, and departs from the blues-heavy style of her past albums. The 1998 album Fundamental is an album of reuniting and bringing back producers Chad Blake and Mitchell Froom. The turn of the millennium gave a rich variety of music and awards for Bonnie Raitt. She released the following 4 albums: Silver Lining in 2002, Souls Alike in 2005, Slipstream in 2012, and most recently Diggin' Deep in 2016. Whilst fans continued to revel in the new content, what was especially impressive was the amount of critical recognition that came Bonnie Raitt's way, from the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2000 to a performance at the 54th Grammy Awards. Raitt remained ever relevant. Bonnie Raitt presents a career that not many other blues artists could outdo. Daring and confident, her music radiates empowering energy forever, ahead of its time. However, she was not only active in the music industry, but activism too. Remembered for her contributions towards the anti-nuclear movement and environmental causes, Raitt holds as much passion for politics as she does her music. Using her voice in more than one way has led to us respecting her even more, and as a person too. And these personal aspects of her humanity are what continues to radiate through all of her art. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.